Hello and welcome to this quick bite tutorial brought to you by Downriver Data Solutions. In this quick bite, we'll go ahead and map a drive from a remote system. Mapping a drive helps to access files on other systems or other locations, helps them be accessed from the local machine. Here I have a device, and we can go ahead and get its IP address. We see that it is at this address here. Now this is a local, a virtual machine on my local computer. So I want to go ahead and make sure that we can address the device that has the file share, and that is the 192.168.4.70 network. Here we're in the 172. It looks like we can. Let me see if we can ping it by name. It's a TrueNAS device. So we'll need to use the IP for this. Now, one of the things we need for sure when we're mapping a drive is we need the full path of the drive. If we look at how Windows stores or notes the drives on the current system, they do it with drive letters. And so when somebody in the IT world or a user says, I need to map the F drive to my computer, F financials. And F financials doesn't really give us what we need. What we need in that case is a host name. So that's going to be the server name or IP address. It can be the IP address in the case of this one we're going to use. And then there should be typically the path to a share. So there should be at least one other slash, and then this should point to a location on the other machine. So for example, in our case here, we know that our file server is at this location. So this can be the host name or the IP. Now, for example, let's say that we had a share located at S YouTube bids PowerShell videos, and we're gonna need a slash here as well, and we wanted to go ahead and map that to our computer. Well, we need to know what S is. S is typically going to be at least the host name and part of the path, if not just the host name, and then everything else will come after. So in our example here, S is hiding whatever the actual host name that the share is on. S is masking that here. In this case, we know it happens to be this, so we should just be able to copy this and paste it here. And this should be our full path. So this is what somebody may give you right here. You may see somebody provide you the S and then the path to whatever the share they're looking for is. A lot of times it's maybe some accounting data or some HR data, and but in this case it happens to be our videos or the location of the storage for another series that we are doing. So if we go ahead and this is the first step always in mapping a drive, is figuring out where the location is. The next step is to come on into the File Explorer. There's a number of different ways to do this, but typically the easiest way is to map the network drive, right-clicking on this PC and clicking Map Network Drive. Here we can select the drive letter that we want it to use. In this case, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to select Y because it is the YouTube videos folder. Then we can paste our path in here as the folder. We could also browse to it if we were able to access it, or if we knew, like if we didn't know exactly the location, but we knew the host name and maybe part of the path, we could do that. We do want to go ahead and select reconnect at sign in. And we are going to connect using different credentials. These will be the credentials for the user that has access to this folder. Now, it's me. I mean, it's just a different account on this device over here on the .70 device. So we'll go ahead and click finish, and we'll be prompted for those credentials. And provided we don't fat finger anything, we may have an error in the path. It can't find it. Let me double check the path name here. Yes, there is a capital T in YouTube here. Looks like that might have been where we went wrong. Let's go back here and see if that is in fact the case. Put in our credentials one more time. Another typo maybe. Says the network path is not found. So this is where we can kind of step back out and maybe go back to, let's look here. I don't necessarily want to map that actually. So I think what actually happened was we needed to go to projects, YouTube bits, and then PowerShell videos. And third time's the charm. This is how we can troubleshoot if we don't have the correct path. And there we go. Here we have access to all the files and folders, particularly folders in this case, but files and folders that we will need as we've requested to have this path mapped, and it has. As you can see, even though we know for a fact that this device, and this is why users will come to you with a letter, because to them, if they look inside of the drive here, they don't necessarily see all this noise right here. So, or, the person who told them they needed access to whatever doesn't know about all of this over here. So it's important to have the entire full path, and that is how we can troubleshoot, and that's how we can map a drive and then troubleshoot when we don't have all of the correct information. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it useful, please go ahead and click the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos as they're released, go ahead and click on subscribe and click the bell icon. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.